Welcome to another live episode of Halftime Adjustments. It's your host, Eddie Arnell, and my man, Mr. G Witt. What's going
Hey, look,
on,
baby.
G Witt?
I can't call it, man. Can't call it.
Tighten up, man. J. Lou may not be with us tonight, but we'll see. But anyway, come on in. Let's talk about this Week 15 matchup against the 49ers. Titans come off a win last week over the Browns, 31-29. Want to see if they can put two together, G Witt, today. Run game was good last week. We've been calling for to get better, and we saw it last week. Put up 31 points, had a first drive touchdown.
Yeah.
Some things that happened last week. The O-line played really well against Myles Garrett and that ferocious defense of the Browns. Titans fall to 2-12, 37-24 to the 49ers. G Witt, and tell me about some things, man, that stuck out to you earlier.
Well, in all honesty, I would say this. First of all, I thought the running game worked well today.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Pollard had over 100 yards. Tajay Spears was running the ball well. And I thought that was good. The other good thing about it, we didn't give up any sacks.
Mm-hmm.
The disappointing thing, though, in all honesty, was that the defense could not really get a stop. And having those injuries in the secondary, it really showed up and hurt them today. So that was really my whole take about it. I was glad to see the offense strive to be competitive. I thought that if they could have got a touchdown before halftime, might have would have changed the complexity of the game a little bit. But missing that pass with Van Jefferson and then Slide missing the field goal, that just put a damp on everything. And of course, San Francisco comes right out after halftime and drives right down the field.
Right.
But overall, I'm not going to complain too much. I mean, it is what it is. I thought Cam, he made some good throws, made a few bad ones. Lucky didn't come up with have any interceptions because he threw a couple of them that were bad throws that should have been intercepted.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I'm not really complaining. They did strive to play. I mean, they scored 24 points, which again is good for them. Even though San Francisco was pulling off, and of course the highlight of the whole day was Jeffrey Simmons catching that touchdown pass and forward. So, but other than that, man, it's. I mean, you can sit here and complain about everything, but in all honesty, with the injuries they had on the defensive side of the ball, especially in that secondary at the safety position, and they had to bring guys in and play them out of position. I mean, Marcus Harris normally plays the nickel; he had to play outside. All of that stuff, man, it just all plays into it, and they just couldn't get stops when they needed to.
Yeah. I thought Cam played pretty solid today. 18-29, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a 1-on-1 rating, which is probably his highest one of this season. You already mentioned no sacks by the offensive line. Pollard again, second week in a row of 100 yards, on pace for another 1,000-yard season, which would be his fourth in a row. I agree with you. Too many injuries in the secondary and in the wide receiver group as well.
I forgot about
but no turnovers today and no sacks, which was huge. And you like what you see, like you said, Cam, he has some throws there that he probably wish he could take back. The big overthrow, I'm gonna say overthrow, but I think if Van was a little bit faster, maybe we connect on that ball. But again, he missed him. A big play there for us that could have turned the tide of the game, like you said. And then costly penalties again, another game. And so here's the thing too, G Witt, and I know you saw this. But I want to see if you noticed the second one. So the fourth down, they forced the 49ers to punt. Of course, they call personal foul on Jeffrey Simmons for roughing the snapper. Now, he goes in the A gap on the left side of the center. Right. I mean, he didn't even really hit him that much, kind of just maybe bumped into him or whatever. But the next time they kick the field goal, the next series, he goes on the right side, the same thing. Ain't even called it.
They didn't call it. Well,
that's what I'm saying.
In all honesty, and I meant to text you when they showed the replay because I really wanted to see it again. But to me, like you said, he went into A gap, and in all honesty, it looked more like center rose up and was blocking him, as opposed to him actually running into the snapper.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong on that. That's why I wanted to see it again. But I was like, really, he didn't really attack the and it definitely didn't attack him like what they said, shoulders and head. He definitely didn't do that. So
no.
there was a couple of things that was really. I mean, if you really get back on the referees, the phantom PI call.
Yeah, they didn't show
That,
different angles, so I'm just wondering what he saw.
yeah,
Show that, yeah,
yeah. I was wondering about that because the replay that they showed,
right,
there definitely was no PI on that play.
right.
So, uh, you know, but again, that's typical. I mean, I will say the funny thing about it was we finally had the pass fumble call finally go our way.
I can't believe I can't believe that.
I couldn't
Golly.
either.
Wow. I was shocked.
I was too, because as soon as they called, I'm like, oh man, they're gonna say it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
But actually, you called him when we was texting back and forth. Jeffrey got the ball before he could actually bring his arm forward. So
Yeah, I think though to what made it legit is because he hit the back of the football
yeah,
instead of, normally you see the middle or the front of the football and they kind of still got their hand on it.
yeah,
In this particular case, his hand was without the ball, so
right.
I was still shocked that we got the call. So we never ever get that call.
uh-uh.
Uh, and so Tony Pollard goes for a 104 on 11 carries and the touchdown. So looking at more of the offense today, I thought Cushenberry played pretty well today. G
Yeah,
Wit,
yeah,
for
yeah,
him being out the last couple weeks and the way Corey Levin, we talked about him last week, and he did get in there some as well. How the run game was very impressive with him in there. I will say this too, G Wit, about the offense today. I thought the play calling and the
yeah.
concepts were better still. There was some questionable stuff, but I think like for instance, the Gunner touchdown when he had the wheel route and you had a post going over the top pulling the safety.
Yeah.
That's good play design, even
Oh,
though the
absolutely.
commentator called it the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But good play design. Uh, the screen to Chig, I thought that was a good play
That
call
was
as
a good
well. The way they
that was a
set it
great
up,
play.
and somebody mentioned it already on here. The wide receiver screen, we just can't block.
Man,
We just got to stop doing it.
we keep saying that, they need to just get rid of that play, but
Right.
they keep running. But the thing about it, and I agree with you, I thought the play call was slightly better, but I think the problem you have now is the fact that they call certain plays at inopportune times.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem you had. And again, I think it just shows, just not really a good feel for the game. I mean, you run. I think that RPO where Cam handed the ball off to DK and he ends up getting tackled and everything. You know, that to me was debatable because I thought Cam probably made a bad read. Probably should have kept the ball, and because it was like a jet sweep, and they was like, I was like, man, I don't know why you handed that ball off because San Francisco's they're too fast sideline to sideline.
Hmm.
Um, and one thing I noticed about Cam though, and you tell me if you notice this, he when he takes the ball from center or even in shotgun, he backpedals very deep.
He does. He does. I don't know. I think maybe this is honestly what I think is his confidence in his offensive line.
Well,
The pressure sometimes today though, and in the past few weeks, you got to give him credit because the pressure hadn't been as much as it has been previously.
right,
So
right,
I think he's in that like we say sometimes PTSD
yeah,
where he thinks the pressure is coming and it's really not there, and he could
right,
probably step up more. But
yeah,
yeah, I agree with you, man. You see him a lot in getting out of the pocket real early and dropping real deep and getting
yeah,
himself into trouble. Let's see, Gorilla 10 want to say what's our take on Cam? So like I said earlier. I thought he played well today. I thought he was solid.
yeah,
One-on-one rating is probably his highest he's had all season.
yeah,
And G. Ritt mentioned earlier probably some throws he wish he could take back. Of course, the Van Jefferson deep throw.
yeah.
But overall, I mean, the back shoulder to Gunner on the touchdown. I mean,
Oh,
that was a
that was
great
so
throw
beautiful.
in between the coverage of the zone. So
Well, and not even remembering the fact that DK had a serious drop
yeah,
on a scramble. I
yep,
mean, that ball hit him square in the numbers.
it did, it
He
did.
he just made a mistake and let it come into his body. But if he catches it with his hands, that's a very easy first down on that scramble that he made. So that he played well, I thought.
Right,
And
right, right.
again, I think here's the thing that you have to look at to me with Cam is the fact that okay, this was his 14th start, and when you start looking at him compared to earlier in the season, you see a
Hmm.
totally different ball player,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and you see somebody who really has a lot more command of the huddle. You're noticing they're getting out of the huddle a little bit quicker now. And again, he's doing his best not to take sacks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he's scrambling out, when he doesn't see anything, you give him credit. He's throwing it in out of bounds, making sure nobody gets it. And so those plays help.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, let's be real about it. I mean, Van Jefferson goes down, and now all of a sudden, your best receiver is, you've been playing three rookies at the receiver.
Chig at that point.
I'm like, it's crazy, but I mean, all of that I think of, I'm looking at all the experience
Mm-hmm.
that they're getting.
Yep.
And the lessons they're learning. And again, let's be honest about it. When a Hall of Famer like Drew Brees compliments you,
yeah,
talks about how well you're playing and how he needs help and everything. If they could build something around him, they got a good quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like him, and I think he's going to do great. I just think we just got to build a team around him and get the right coach and offensive play caller.
That's right. Yeah, and like I said, Chig at that point, Chig is your best weapon. He still is your best weapon. He needs to be re-signed, man. I don't know what they got to do to re-sign him, but
hey, I agree.
Guy, man, the guy is balling right now.
Yeah.
We did see Khalil Mullins carry today.
Finally,
got the first down.
One run for 3 yards, got the first down.
Put his shoulder down, ran somebody over.
Put his shoulder down, run somebody over.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. All right, I've been waiting all season to see something from him. So hopefully we'll get to see some more in the next couple of games and see how he does.
Yeah, and I think it was Eddie Gray said earlier, Tony Pollard's underrated. I 100% agree with you. One of the better, if not one of the best, pass blocking running backs in the NFL, can catch out of the backfield. Like I said, going on his fourth straight 1,000-yard season, that's pretty good considering where he was and what this offensive line has been for this team.
and that's the whole key, the way the offensive line has been for the majority of the season, and now you see him, have a career day last Sunday and still go over 100 yards this Sunday. Yeah, I mean, first you were just discounting him and saying, okay, he ain't gonna be back next year, but then again, you just don't know.
You don't know the way he's playing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. You just don't know. And that's Jay Lou. He's in the chat. He said, are we ready to say that Daddy Callahan was actually holding back this O-line? I mean, it makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder. So let's think about how now they hadn't played the best, but man, Dan Moore has played better. JC has played better. Of course, Peter was already playing at a Pro Bowl level.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got Cushenberry starting to play better. So I think it's that and a lot of the chemistry, being able to play with the same offensive lineman so much this season, which we're here in the last couple of years, we hadn't been able to do that. So
and I will say this too, and I think an unsung hero that doesn't get talked about enough, in all honesty, is Udoh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. He played
well. And it could be just me. I mean, I know he got a holding penalty today and everything. Although I kind of question that call.
I kind of question that one too because he pushed him down really.
Yeah, I mean, dude was slipping. I mean, same thing happened to Jeff Simmons and nobody called holding on that guy.
More than once.
Yeah, exactly. But really, I just think like you said, the run blocking is a lot better. I was seriously concerned when I saw that Cushenberry was starting because Corey Levin was doing such a good job, and he was doing a good job the last time Cushenberry had to miss a couple of games. So I was at the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, I don't know, but still, I thought the overall the O-line did a good job. And again, like you said, you really can't complain too much. No sacks.
Yeah, no sacks, no turnovers. I mean, that's what you want from your offense, especially with a young quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna get this one there. Edward Leday, man. Appreciate you joining us, man. Hadn't seen you in a while, brother. Thank you for coming. He said, what do we want to do with this top 5 pick this year? Y'all thoughts? So everybody tends to agree, at least on this show, that we trade back and get more picks if possible, right? It depends on what we finish. We're still sitting at third because the Raiders lost and the Giants lost today, and we lost. And so the Saints won, the Browns lost, and so we're still locking down that third position. But a trade back to get more draft capital, and that seems the way to be able to build the squad up and get because right now they got 9 picks. I think it is.
Yeah, 9.
And if they can get that 11, 12, maybe even 13, or maybe even a couple extra for the 27 or 26, 27 draft.
Yeah.
I think we'll be in a good position. So let's flip over to the defense, man. I'm sorry that you going to say something.
No, I was just going to say, if you could trade back and get some extra picks.
Yeah.
like in this year's draft and next year's draft. You're talking about 2 drafts where you're really building the roster out with young players and everything.
Yeah,
And
because you got what 9 players this year from the draft, and
yeah,
some young players to
possibly, yeah,
contribute. Yeah, shoot,
yeah,
child.
yeah. So and that's the thing you want to see, and that builds the team up and everything. So yeah, I trade back, get extra picks. Let's build on. I mean, because there's a lot of holes you still have to fill.
Jay Lou says top 2 you trade back, but if you third you stick and pick. Okay, all right. Well,
Okay,
hey,
that's the
so
salary cap king. So
right, right. That's our draft guru. 6.2 yards per carry for the offense today. Again, a good day for the offense.
that's a good
306
running game.
yards. Right, 136 yards rushing, 2 for 3 in the red zone. But again, couldn't convert on third down, 3 of 9, which is always plaguing this football team
Yeah.
of late. Let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball, G Witt, and look at some of the things there, because right off the bat, I'm gonna give you a number, and then I'll let you go. 9 for 15 were the 49ers on third down. Now, at one time they were 6 for 6.
Yeah, I give
And
to
so,
say,
do you know? Right.
I mean, 9 for 15. I mean, somehow that stat improved, man. 'Cause I was like, good Lord.
Yeah.
They would convert. But again, that's what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The defense could not get off the field.
Right.
And they weren't all short third down. They had 30 13,
Yep.
30
penalties. Yep.
12, and they're converting them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's because nobody, I mean, come on. They said a stat today that just blew my mind.
Yeah. Right.
Jeffrey Simmons was double teamed on 90% of the plays where he was on the field.
That's crazy.
Double team, and there was a few times he was triple teamed.
Yes. Yes.
I was watching him, and I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Right.
And I mean, he's still fighting through, but it goes back to what we said earlier in the season. If he's getting double teamed, somebody else has got to win.
Somebody's got to win.
And you saw that just wasn't happening today at all. Yep. Nobody else was winning their matchups or anything. And even when they did win their matchup, they couldn't get to Brock Purdy and get him down.
Right.
I mean, there was a couple of long plays on third down where they just make the sack. Brock Purdy doesn't have 8 seconds to find somebody because you're asking your secondary to do a lot.
Right. That's right.
I mean, if you think about it, as weak as it was in the secondary with all the injuries and everything, there were a lot of times they had good coverage, but the front line could not get a sack at all.
Right.
And because simply nobody else was winning. I mean, they're double teaming and triple teaming Big Jeff, and nobody else is winning the matchup.
Right.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I'm waiting to see what happened with Cedric Gray. I think he may have just got a stinger.
I think so. He had 16 tackles a day. He was all over the field. So
yeah, he was all over the field. I mean, and I thought, and I will say this. Okay, the last few games they have done a great job in balling up the run.
Oh yeah, what they say today? Top 5 in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, top 5s in the last 4 or 5 games. Yeah, they've done a good job in balling up the run. They did a good job in keeping McCaffrey in check. I mean, McCaffrey's a great player. He's going to He's going to fool some people, break some tackles, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But the bottom line was they did a great job of really containing him and the San Francisco running game overall, I thought. Yeah. Again, it was just the fact that, we just couldn't get out of our own way on third down with these with the pass plays and everything. And Brock Purdy had a career day today.
He did. And he had a good portion of their running yards. You take his away and we hold him under 100.
Yeah.
And so, the zone coverage was a disaster today. And I'm gonna tell you this. Today we saw a good example of good coaching and how it exposes weak areas of your team. And so the 49ers took advantage of all the mishaps in the secondary. They rolled Purdy out and that's another thing, G. We talk about a lot on this show. Rolling your quarterback out of the pocket buys time. And like you said, you saw Purdy having 8 seconds to throw the ball because he's on the move out of the pocket. And there's no pressure when you get outside.
That's true.
So, but you saw today, Schottenheimer is a great coach, and you saw what a good coach. And even on their defensive side of the ball, that I didn't mention this when we was talking about the offense, but they have, and no disrespect to the 49ers, they got a bunch of guys that you don't even know who they are.
Right. They got a lot of injuries too.
Right. But you see the way they're coached up, they're really aggressive. I mean, one time, and I can't remember the play exactly, but they had at least 9 to 10 red jerseys at the football,
Oh,
and that's what you want.
oh,
That's
the,
what you
the
want.
one where we was down in the red zone where Cam had to scramble out and he ended up throwing the ball to Tajay Spears.
Yeah, yeah, that's
By the
it.
time he turned around,
Yep.
there was 7 players in front of him, and then the rest of them just came and just he had nowhere to go.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that's what you call great pursuit of the ball
Yeah. And
and,
I
and, and good discipline. So
Yeah, and I agree with you, Will. And it's been Achilles for this defense for years. A scrambling quarterback
oh yeah,
is
always.
always a downfall. We got another one coming up, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Oh
Eddie
yeah.
Gray, you make a great point, great question. You said, why don't we go back to a 4-3 front? He likes what he saw to Williams today. He flew to the ball. Yeah, Williams played well
Yeah.
today as well when he got his opportunity. I'm gonna say this to that: the personnel we have, we can't play a 4-3
No.
because we don't have a true non-technique on the edge, which is the defensive end.
Right.
Right. So we got a Jeffrey Simmons who can play a 3. You got Sweat that can play a 1, but who's going to play your guys on the edge?
Yeah.
Arden Key? Ward can probably do that, I'm going to say, but you don't have one on the side opposite of him. And so if they're going to do that, they'll have to get some personnel to be able to run that type of defense.
They really don't have it right now.
Right. Yeah. Great question, though. Great question. So Jeffrey Simmons has the hat trick today. He has his 9th sack of the season.
Yep.
Right. He catches a touchdown and he forces a fumble. So
yeah, he had the trifecta, man.
Right. So yeah,
great hands though, man. You got to give him props for that catch.
No. Great hands. But here's the thing: what I was more impressed with, that he knew how to run the scramble drill.
Yeah.
Right, he runs and he gets open, and he's open, right, and he gets to the ball. So that was, to me, that was more impressive, that he knew to keep running and moving.
Yeah,
and that Cam threw it to him. So that was excellent, man. That was excellent. But yeah, 430 yards of offense, getting up 6.1 per play. 23 or 30 was Purdy for 295 and 3 touchdowns. We did get 2 sacks, 1 turnover, 130 yards rushing. Like I said, majority, more than almost half of that was Purdy. And then, of course, we couldn't stop them in the red zone either. They were 4 for 6 in the red zone today.
Well, you hit the nail on the head when you're talking about, Kyle Shanahan is just, really a great offensive play call.
Yes.
He really is. And you see, he took advantage of everything that all the weaknesses we had in our defense. Right. He took advantage of it, and they did a good coach. I mean, we said they double team Jeffrey Simmons on 90% of the snaps, and sometimes they triple team. But you do that against the best defensive tackle in the league. Mm-hmm. You have to, and you saw the reason why when they did try to single cover him, he was getting past them.
Right.
So,
right.
And on that sack fumble, that was just a great play on his part. Where he got around, but.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of them things, man, that I thought they did a good job even in some short pass coverage with McCaffrey. He wasn't open that often.
Yeah.
And like I said, overall with all the eye candy that Kyle Shanahan gives an opposing defense, if we could just make those plays on third down, they don't have those long drives. I mean, they started the game with like 3 long drives.
Yeah. Right.
Talking about 12, 11, 13 play drives. That's a long time to be on the field. And matter of fact, I think they ended up running like 70 plays, and I think we only ran like 52 or something like that.
Yeah, it was 49 to 70.
Yeah,
is what it was.
That's a lot of plays to be out there. So
it is.
It was just one of them crazy. Like Sweat needs to show up. I have no complaints about Sweat today.
I was about to talk about him, and Mikey, thank you for that segue. Actually, I thought he played one of his better games this year, running to the ball, and I text you guys earlier that he had to chase down on Purdy to make him throw the ball. So, but can he make more big splash plays? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. To your point, but I thought he played pretty well today, considering how he hasn't nobody, like to G-Way's point, like he just mentioned, somebody else has got to win when your one player is attracting 2 and 3 blockers at a time. And so, but the defense, of course, we knew it was going to run out sooner or later. He can only hold on so long when you're not getting off the field, and with all the injuries, you had with Kendall Brooks out there, and they was saying he was, he's on the practice squad, but he was like delivering pizzas or something beforehand. They were saying on that. So I mean, That's what you're playing with now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All your top corners are gone.
When he got in the game, that was his third snap of the
Yeah,
season.
right.
Yeah, so I mean, you stop and think about those things, man. You know, it was a rough game, for Denard Wilson, man, as far as the defensive play call, because they limited him what they could do. And you notice they didn't blitz.
Yeah,
They couldn't have, and really, in all honesty, they couldn't afford to
right.
because the coverage just wasn't going to be there.
Hmm.
Uh, Marcus Harris got his welcome to the NFL moment
I was
today
gonna say that. Just like,
because Pearsall was wearing him out,
yeah,
and I think because he did go out the game with a slight injury at one time, and I think
he had a hip
and I,
drop
and I
tackle
was
on him. Yeah,
yeah,
he came back.
and I was looking at him as he was playing when he first got back in the game. You could tell he was a little gingerly
Hmm.
in his play and everything because I mean he wasn't as aggressive in his coverage as
Oh, you
he
talking about
had been.
Harris? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Marcus
yeah.
Harris. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping the hamstring on Winston ain't too bad, man. I'm hoping that, but it's a hamstring, so you just don't know.
Right.
But I know, and they didn't say what Woods had. Was it a hamstring on him too?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. I saw
Yeah.
him when he pulled up on that one play, and I'm like, okay, he's gone. So I don't know, man. It's just typical of the season we've been having.
Yeah, and like you said, Marcus Harris, he got baptized in the fire today.
Yeah,
We talked about him playing a lot of man coverage last week, and saw Purcell's a great route runner. He's got speed. I mean, and he learned something today. Hopefully, he can learn and build on this
yeah,
as he goes. That experience for next season and beyond, because he's going to be a part of this team. It's going to be pretty special, I think.
yeah.
Once it all comes down to it. So Taylor says Pop Tart or Sweat. Well, it just depends. It depends. But you think of how Pop Tart started off. He was a little.
Yeah.
I hate to say the word lazy, but he was right.
Well, I
And
mean, let's remember how he left.
yeah, and how he left. I was getting ready to say that, and how he left. They
Yeah,
they were questioning his work habits.
yeah,
Sweat, he had that same thing about him coming out of college. They were saying, his work ethic and his behavior could be an issue. And a lot of people were like, he shouldn't be drafted that high. And you saw he failed to us in the second round. And then there was also talk of him acting the same way here. And
yeah,
so I don't know, man. I think he's going to be all right. He's got Jeff and he's got Sebastian Day and those guys around him that could help him turn around.
yeah.
Great
You
question,
hope.
Eddie Gray. The top D is, of course, Ruben Bain from Miami.
Yep.
Is the top dog. There's Keldrick Falk. He's at Auburn. He's a junior. If he comes out, T.J. Parker. He's at Clemson. He's a junior. And so there are lots of players that are draftable. Overton. He's at Alabama. Caleb Banks at Florida. So the list goes on and on. And then if you want Revere Reese from Ohio State, he could be a end guy maybe, or a stand-up linebacker. He can do both in college. I don't know if he's big enough to play a 4-3 end if they do go to a 4-3, but I mean, we'll see. But yeah, those are some of the ones, man, that
Yeah.
are some of the big
And
big
you got to
time.
remember, we could talk players all day long, but really it's going to come down to who they bring in to be the HC, who's going to be the OC, and who's going to be the DC.
Yeah.
It's really going to come down to that because, I mean, we can look at it now and talk about players, but based on the defense we have right now, but you don't know who's going to be the DC next year.
Right.
So that's the biggest problem. That's why everything is pretty much just a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm. Jay Lou says this game shows that you need another dominant pass rusher to go with Jeff to get pressure on the offense like this team. Yep.
Yeah.
You're exactly right, man. We've been saying that too for a while, and that they need special teams. And Jay Lou's not here tonight, man. So I know I just think G Witt has been consistent. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good today. It wasn't one of the better days. Hecker, of course, he struggled punting the ball today, I thought. But I will say this, G Witt, and I'll let you speak on it. Teams are now game planning for the special teams. You've seen it 2 weeks in a row, where they don't even want to kick the Timmery, right? So, but yeah, special teams, man.
No, and I think the same thing. Really, it's consistent. Chimera is he's a weapon, and teams know it now. I mean, it put like this: it's bad enough that on an obvious kneel down in the end zone on the kickoff, Kyle Shanahan's going to throw a challenge flag because he's going to say he didn't get in the end zone when he caught the ball. So that just shows you how dangerous he has been. Um, and you know, I thought, but I'm questioning whether or not he was a little hurt today also
Mm-hmm.
because that
Took a
first
shot
play,
early. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and really when they showed the replay, I thought dude squared up and caught him square, but he really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost somebody came in secondary and just kind of hit him across the top of his helmet and everything. So uh, that that was a concern. Of course, no punt returns today because San Francisco didn't have to punt.
Right.
Uh, um, and like I said, the kicking game, it is what it is. Hecker had that one bad kick, but after that, I mean, I thought his kicks were okay and the coverage
Mm-hmm.
was good. Uh, and of course, you know, Slide, he had a rough day. I mean, missing that 50-yarder was one thing because he just
Mm-hmm.
straight punched it and didn't even put anything on it. The second one was he kicked the ball out of bounds, and so you know his day was not good. But other than that, you know the coverage, the tackling on special teams, I thought it was okay. I thought it was consistent.
Yeah, and that's all you're asking for. And I will say this, and somebody said, yeah, it was Eddie Gray. He said if Salah is the next head coach, Denard probably will remain in DC, and I agree with that. And also Bones, we got to keep
Yeah,
Bones,
yeah,
and I think Denard has earned his way for another season on this team,
yeah.
considering what we've been
Before
dealing
you
with.
started, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And to know and to find out that this defense is top 5 over the last 6 weeks, that's impressive. It
Yeah,
might not look like it
yeah.
because it's hard to see it, but it is. And
Yeah.
so shouts out to him, man, for him being able to
I
develop
mean,
a
it
game
took over
plan.
half a season to finally begin
Yeah,
stopping the run, but you know,
right. That's right. That's right. They have been stopping the run. Yes, sir. Right with that. And so, looking at the AFC South, the Jags have moved to 10-4, the Texans 9-5, the Colts are 8-6, and the Titans fall to 2-12. And like I said earlier, still at the number 3 position for the NFL 2026 draft. Now, I would say this, man. I don't know if anybody gonna want to play the Texans the way
oh
they playing right now.
no,
It's gonna be,
no, it's gonna be hard.
of course, the Jags and Sunshine has 6 total touchdowns today, which is
Yeah,
crazy to me.
but you know how that is, man.
Yeah, I
It
know it.
depends
They
on who
playing the
you
Jets too.
yeah, they say they played the Jets, so you don't know how that's going to be. The Texans are the team nobody really wants to play
Yeah.
because the defense is playing so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know, they're playing like the number 1 defense in the league, and you
Oh yeah.
see Stroud is finally getting his stride together
Hmm.
as far as his play is concerned. So it's yeah, you don't want to play the Texans right now. I don't think anybody does.
Right. Yeah. And Moses, I don't know your first name, so apologize. But yeah, I agree with you, man. The lack of pass rush left an inexperienced secondary vulnerable. You know my motto is you blitz,
You blitz.
you just get beat.
But I think the reason why they didn't blitz, man, was because, I mean, let's be honest, man, the 49ers put a lot of people in the pass pattern, man.
Oh yeah, they do it all the
It's
time.
hard to keep up with them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They do, and they, like I said, man, a very well coached football team, good scheme. I mean, if this looking at I was really impressed because I don't think I've seen that this far. As far as how to motion, how they would motion Hushek into the
Yeah,
backfield, and they'd run the dive with him. I
yeah.
mean, with him lead blocking. So I just all those things like that. Definitely. And you're right. Jay Lil Harrell did get another sack today, man. So shout out to him. He's been coming on as well
Yeah.
for this team. So the Chiefs come in next week, and they got G Witt's favorite quarterback coming, Gardner Minshew,
The Titan killer.
the Titan killer, and he gave us issues. Mobile quarterback when not only at Jacksonville but also with the Colts.
Yep.
So,
Any team he's played with and we played with,
right.
he gives us the blues, man. I just the way it is, and with the way our secondary is hurt right now, we don't know what we're going to have next week. It's going to be interesting.
Gonna be some more guys off the street, I guess, a practice squad or so forth. But yeah, you got a Chiefs team coming in here, been eliminated from playoffs. Nothing to lose for neither one of these teams. Could be a good game. You never know. The defense for the Chiefs is still good. They still got some weapons, and like you said, and was mentioned in the chat, a mobile quarterback always does damage to the Titans for whatever reason
Yeah.
it is. And it's because of the setting the edge. If we could set
Yeah.
the edge for once, I thought they did a pretty decent job setting the edge today. But then I look up, they had the edge set, and McCaffrey slides through the crack and picks up like 10 yards. I'm like,
See what I'm saying?
where was the alley player?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where
But
was the force from the safety?
we forget about this. Early in the season, Femi was doing a great job
Yeah, he
setting
was.
the edge on the mobile quarterbacks and everything. I mean, he was playing it well until he got hurt.
Yeah.
So
And
you forget about him. I mean, that's another rookie that was playing and was making good strides before the injuries hit him.
yeah,
So there's some building blocks.
yeah,
Excuse me, that
definitely.
are here.
Definitely.
It's just a matter of getting them all on the same page. Like I said, if you can get T Sweat where he plays a full season, we might see some good stuff.
We might see some good stuff. And I think that I would want to see Jahad Ward and Femi on the field together on both those edges.
Yeah.
And see how much of a difference that makes. Because the way Ward is playing and Femi, like you said, was playing well before he got hurt.
Yeah.
You like to see what they could do with that. But yeah, Chiefs come in, man. You got Kareem Hunt, of course, Pacheco in the backfield. You probably gonna see a lot of them. You got Kelsey. They're gonna run a great scheme. You already know this is gonna be 2 weeks in a row. We're gonna see a good coached offensive squad. There is opportunity from their offensive line. The offensive line is weak.
Yep.
For Jeff to get off and some of those other guys. Defense, of course, Chris Jones, one of the best defensive tackles in the league. George Karlaftis coming off the edge. Nick Bolton, the middle linebacker. Drew Tranquil.
Yeah.
And so a lot of good players on that. It's gonna be a good game. Could go either way now, since Pat Mahomes is out. But again, like you said, Gardner Minshew just has the Titans number for whatever reason.
Yeah, and Jay Lou brings up a good point. He said, curious how many business decisions are done with those players who are semi-injured, knowing that the playoffs are done. And that's true, but also you got to remember the fact that they're going to use this opportunity since they're eliminated.
Yeah,
they're going to be just like us. They're going to be probably playing a lot of the younger players.
Oh yeah,
trying to build up roster depth and see how they're going to play for next season. But yeah, again, Cam's going to be facing another great defensive coordinator in Spags, and he likes to blitz, and we'll get to see how Cam handles it. I mean, the thing we've said about Cam all season long is that as a rookie, he handles the blitz extremely well.
Yep. He does. Arden Key didn't do much today. I didn't even know he was out there. I mean, I knew he was out there, but you really know he was out there.
Yeah, he didn't do a whole lot. Nothing spectacular out of him at all, to be totally honest with you.
Deanna, I think they were eliminated like 2 weeks ago, but I see what you say. He said, by the way, with today's loss, we are officially eliminated from the postseason.
Dude, we were eliminated back at the end of September, 1st of October.
Let's see. He says, how's Restrepo doing with his ankle? I hadn't heard anything about Restrepo. They're keeping that on lockdown right now. I hadn't heard anything. Yeah, a lot of short passes and a ton of Kelsey. And I hope Winston Jr. is healthy, because I would like to see that matchup. We didn't get to see it today against Kittle because they use Kittle a little bit different. They used Kelsey, but I would like to see that matchup of him on Kelsey if that's something that Denard would like to see going on. So
it'll be interesting, because really the last time when the Chiefs came, that's when we still had Chris Shank.
Yeah.
And Chris Shank put the lockdown on Kelsey in that game. So
they had him so frustrated.
They had him.
Let's see. Eddie Grace says, "Can Femi put his head in the ground?" Yeah, I think you saw some of that before he got hurt. He was lining up in the three technique. I mean, in his position, and not in three position. On the edge with hand in the ground. And so, I mean, I think something is brewing. That was funny with Dion, because it was true back then.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for joining us, man, for another episode of Halftime Adjustment. Eddie Arnett, G. Witt, live with you tonight, man. Jay Lou will be back with us next time. But, man, thank you for the comments, the questions. Let's see. Jay Lou says, practice squad, so technically don't have to disclose his injury. That's Restrepo. Yeah, just know he's not on IR, hasn't practiced the last 2 weeks. So it must be a little bit more than we thought. It's a bad sprain at that, man.
It was a high ankle sprain, he
Yes.
barely was getting playing time as it was. So you
Yeah,
know
we'll
how that
see.
goes.
We'll see. Let's see. Williams will probably man up against Kels. I would like to see that matchup too. That'd be a pretty good little matchup if
Yeah,
he
that,
plays more next week.
yeah, he might. He
Yeah.
might.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
don't know if Cedric Gray is this, like you said, a stinger or what it was, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. And somebody said earlier, it was Dion. He can't wait till the season gets over so they can have the draft and the free agent and coaching and all those things that's going to take place. It's going to be an interesting offseason for the
yeah,
Titans.
yeah. I'm just
Uh,
interested to see who they get as a coach.
a
And
lot of decisions to be made.
that
Yeah.
that is my whole concern right now with them because again, like I said, you got to have somebody who's gonna bring in a good OC and a good DC. And like you said, if it's solid, then he might keep Denard as his DC. But the main thing is they got to keep Bones.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because
Do they keep Bo Hardegree?
I don't know. I don't know. Not as a play caller. Maybe as a quarterback coach, but not as a play caller.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because the offense and how it's been playing the last few weeks, and so to me it looks like it's getting better, and it is because we're scoring points, which we couldn't score at first.
Hey,
Right?
look, 31 last week, 24 this week.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That almost matches our complete total for the previous weeks.
Right. I can't, Moses. I can't remember who the O line's been coached now, but it's two guys
There's
that
two guys
were
over
there
there.
under
Eddie Bill.
Callahan, and they're still there. But they actually they are doing a good job.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, and Eddie Gray, I agree with you, man. He's in a groove where he's calling plays. Like I said, the design on a lot of them are better, except for the wide receiver screen. But the screens that he has been dialing up the last couple of weeks have been working.
Yeah, that
The
screen
run game,
was a good call.
right?
He
The
had
run game.
another one.
Mhm.
He had another good one, but Chia got knocked down before he could actually catch the ball. So
Yeah. Yeah. And Jay Lou said, "No, don't keep him as a quarterback coach. I want somebody to develop the quarterback." Again, thank y'all for joining us, man. Check us out next week. We'll be back after the Chiefs. The Titans are back at home next weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, man, if you there, we might see you there. But if not, then check us out, man. 7 p.m., same time, same channel. Thank you again for all the comments and questions and support of the show, man. Eddie Arnell, I was going to say J. Lou, and J. Lou ain't even on here. G. Witt. We out here, man. We'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.
peace.